new tag champs.
Orton's sorry, but not really.
From what we witnessed, we can only assume that Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu fell to their deaths. Welcome to Wrestle MSX, the best wrestling channel, just the best wrestling channel. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And before I start, I just want to touch on the Tom Brady comment, if I may. A former NFL quarterback, in case you weren't aware. He said that WWE is cute and scripted. Shh, which it is, but don't tell anyone. He did say a few other things, but my takeaway from this is a setup match at WrestleMania. And if I had to guess whom he would face, I would probably go with Gunther. Because I think he's a safe pair of hands. He's clinical. He can put on a class.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's doing anything else at the moment.
No.
And it would be a way to get him in.
Yeah.
And maybe turn him face. Because even though Gunther is a heel, with Brady saying what he said, it's brought a lot of people like, oh, it's Rip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about that. On with the show. We start with how last week's show ended. Cody mauled by Randy, and then learn that Orton will be around later. We actually start with backstagers running into the car park with a camera following, where we eventually happen upon Drew McIntyre ripping out a window screen from a car, pulling Jacob Fatu from the driver's seat and then beating him up on the bonnet. We can see that Drew had crashed his car into Fatu's to be able to do what he did. We then cut back to ringside with Joe Tess and Barrett, and then see Drew heading towards the ring with Nick Aldis in hot pursuit. Aldis says Drew's on his way to unemployment, with Drew saying he bets Aldis' son is ashamed of his stooge of a father. Fatu then heads out from the back, with he and Drew then going at it at ringside. Fatu gets the upper hand and ends up splashing McIntyre through the announcer's desk from the timekeeper's barrier. Love it. Just
You gotta love Drew.
Just watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just brilliant. It's brilliant.
First up, Damian Priest and R-Truth versus the MFTs, JC and Tama, for the WWE Tag Team Championships. The Punisher takes an absolute beating at the hands of the MFTs, but of course makes a tag to Truth eventually. Truth lands the 5-knuckle shuffle but can't follow up and gets double teamed. Truth then manages a stunner to Tama before putting JC into the STF. The MFTs then distract the ref, allowing Tala to help out JC.
It's then that the Wyatts head out and cause disruption on the outside, with Howdy using the mandible claw on Solo. A lot of old school moves here, isn't there? Back in the ring, Truth lands an AA to JC, covers, and gets 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest and R-Truth have just become new WWE Tag Team Champions. And Priest genuinely looked surprised. So whether he wasn't told, I don't know, or his acting is incredible, but Truth got the cover, and Priest was in the corner he couldn't believe it. So I'm wondering if they was just we're going to run through this, and then Truth's going to, and they told him what was going to happen, but maybe not Priest, because he genuinely looked really pleased, just brilliant. Good for them.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks the Bella twins if we'll see some twin magic tonight, with the Bellas, of course, saying yes. As they continue, we see Flair and Bliss, with Flair saying they got next, and that they won't be at ringside. The Bellas then invite them to watch at ringside.
Wonder where that's going. We cut to more planking from Gargano when Danhausen appears. LeRae asks if he can help, with Danhausen asking for $20 human dollars. Well, what are the dollars? Anyway, she hands over the money, with Danhausen then disappearing.
After the break, we see Kathy ask Sami Zayn his thoughts on the Cody Orton incident, with Sami saying he has a match with Black and needs to concentrate on that.
Fair enough.
He then speaks about what happened anyway, saying Cody tries to be good and look how that turned out. Why, you look at what Orton did and he ends up with a title shot.
But he didn't end up with a title shot for beating up Rhodes, did he? So that doesn't make sense. Because he already had the title shot,
Yeah.
didn't he? Sorry, carry on.
Trick Williams then appears, talks a little smack, and then tells Zayn he'll watch his match later and maybe give him a few pointers. Zayn replies by telling Trick to get a real good look.
Next up, Fraxiom versus the Motor City Machine Guns. Super quick and blink and you miss it style moves, with Axiom being singled out by the Machine Guns before Sabin is by Fraxiom. 2 count covers are exchanged, with a dive train giving Fraxiom the advantage. Candice LeRae, who came out just before the dive train, then hits Frazier as he's near the ropes, which in turn then allows Sabin to roll him up and pick up the win. New love interest angle. Well, Gargano's not doing it,
No,
is
it's
he?
not. Randall Keith Orton heads out next. He tries to give back to the fans, signing things and giving high fives, which puts a smile on his face. But he doesn't want that to be his legacy. He wants his legacy to be how many titles he's had around his waist.
Lots of legacy talk there.
Yes.
Are they coming back?
He then sort of blames Cody for what happened, as it was Rhodes that encouraged Orton to be the best version of himself and to listen to the voices.
It's kind of true.
Yeah. Orton adds he needs the killer instinct to add number 15 to his legacy.
Again.
And then recites his theme song, up to a point, because he says they also tell him he's going to beat Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship.
I think he will. Aleister Black with Zelina versus Sami Zayn next, but just before that we see Randy Orton walking through backstage when Matt Cardona steps up to him and tells him he isn't happy with how he treated Rhodes last week. Well, as you can imagine, Orton drops Cardona and tells him to stay out of his business. Black Zayn was just about to start when the lights dim and out comes Trick Billy.
Back from the break, we get some 2K26 ratings. Zayn, 89. Black,
85 at best.
84.
62.
With the usual martial arts shenanigans from Black. Black then dominates, with Zayn finally waking up and taking the fight to the outside. Zayn brings it back inside the ropes and looks for the haluva kick, but Black rolls out the ring. They fight near Trick, with Trick then throwing his drink over Zayn.
Zayn lets it slide and then looks to get back in the ring, but doesn't and takes it to Trick. With Trick dealt with, Zayn gets into the ring and walks straight into Black Mass. Black then covers and gets the 1, 2, 3.
Backstage, Matt Cardona asks Aldis for a piece of Orton, with Aldis denying him. Carmelo Hayes then learns that he'll be defending his United States belt against Ilja Dragunov.
We hear from the Irresistible Forces next. Lash says they're going to put all of the tag teams in check, with Jax adding that the Bellas are going to be demolished and that there's 2 things they can do about it. Nothing and like it.
Nice.
Now, that to me is an Edge and Christian saying. But apparently, according to Dr. Google, because I did just check, it's what The Rock said. And I'm not having that. Because you can imagine them 2 saying it. One would say nothing, and the other would say I'd like it. Now I'm sure it's Edge and Christian. If you know, then let me know. But I'm sure it's them. But as I say, Google reckons it's The Rock. Because I used to like that saying. It was quite good.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go.
Jade Cargill heads out next, and as soon as she gets inside the ring, she calls out Rhea Ripley. Ripley answers. No idea what Cargill's wearing, by the way.
Ridiculous.
They have a bit of back and forth, with Rhea saying the title needs her. She adds that she'll take the title and has given Cargill a big WrestleMania match. She welcomes her to the big leagues and offers her the first shot. Cargill declines and leaves the ring.
As she heads up the rampway, B-Fab and Michin head out, but not to attack Cargill, to beat on Rhea, which explains why Cargill was speaking to B-Fab last week. Rhea gets wrecked, with Cargill finishing her with Jaded. But what are Michin and B-Fab going to get out of it? Because they only fought.
Michin could get a title shot after.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they only fought because they were causing Cargill problems.
Yeah.
But if they'd have just left Cargill alone,
nothing.
they won't be fighting. So yeah, as you say, it could be a title shot, but we'll see.
Backstage, Kit Wilson and The Miz chat, with Danhausen then appearing. Miz tells him he's not mentoring him, with the ladder then falling and Danhausen disappearing. The Miz then tells Wilson to do the Miz method. Master, inspire, yada yada yada, and then another ladder falls on the Miz.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be a funny bit, but
I don't know.
I just didn't laugh. Sorry, must do better. We then see Solo and the MFTs, with Solo kicking off and blaming JC and Tama for them losing the titles. I mean, they did lose the titles because they was them fighting.
Yeah.
Tama then tells Solo to give the lantern back, saying he's starting to sound like Roman. Just as Solo is about to reply, though, Fatu and McIntyre come fighting into shot as we hit another break.
Carmelo Hayes versus Ilja Dragunov for the United States Championship is up next. The Mystica seems to now be called Dirty Diana, with Hayes then seemingly hurting himself by crashing into the announcer's desk after somersaulting out of the ring. As usual, 2 counts are exchanged, with Hayes then catching Dragunov with the first 48 as he came off the top rope, only for the Russian to no-sell it and get a 2 count off a H-bomb. Hayes puts his foot on the rope.
A Death Valley driver on the apron from Dragunov is followed by an attempted superplex, but Hayes counters into a mid-air cutter and covers for another 2. More hits and kicks are exchanged, with another first 48 getting Hayes another 2. Mello then misses nothing but net. I thought he didn't miss. With Dragunov landing a torpedo Moscow and then looking to powerbomb the champ, but Hayes has other ideas and sunset flips Dragunov before covering and pinning the Russian. Now, the crowd were like, yeah, we love it, we love it, we love it. But I'm fed up with these two fighting now. Can we just move on?
Yeah.
Let's just move on now.
Backstage, the new Tag Team Champions speak with Jelly Roll, with Priest inviting him to join them later. Mr. Roll then speaks with Orton apologising for last week. Roll says he ain't here to judge him, then tells Orton not to let that monster in. It certainly sounded like that anyway. Roll carries on and on and on, with the outcome, I think, Orton looking for Cardona, possibly, to apologise.
Oh, Roll's just going on and on and on about, oh, think of your family, don't blah, 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 blah. Yeah, anyway, Orton's gone to look for Cardona to apologise. Kit Wilson calls out Jelly Roll next, with Roll getting in the ring and calling for a referee so the pair can get it on and fight. Wilson doesn't want a physical fight, he wants to fight with words. Wilson goes after Jelly Roll with slam poetry. You know, slam poetry, yelling, angry, waving my hands a lot. I think you get the picture. Anyway, Wilson verbally slams Roll, with Roll coming back with a few words of his own aimed at Wilson's mother. You alright there?
Yeah.
Naturally, Wilson doesn't like it and so beats on Roll. If you know what we're on about, you know what we're on about.
Backstage, Kiana James and Julia have a little falling out, with Julia telling James she didn't get the job done last week on Stratton. Green and Fire then turn up, with Green saying they should all team up, with Julia telling them she doesn't need help from her.
And next week there is a match between Stratton and Julia for the US title, which we alluded to in our musings.
Yeah.
We did think it was going to be this week, but it's obviously next week. But you can see that coming a mile away. Anyway, we come back from the break and see Nick Aldis giving Jelly Roll Kit Wilson next week. Oh, they could have saved it for Mania. Before we head to our last match of the night and the main event of the evening, the Irresistible Forces versus the Bella Twins for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. No Bliss and Flair as of yet. The Bellas take control, taking out Jax with a fight, then interrupted by Bliss and Flair.
This distraction turns the tables, allowing the Forces to take control. Jax lands a Samoan drop from the second rope, with Lash following up with a splash and cover, only for Brie to make the save on 2. Brie and Jax then head to the outside, with Jax looking to use the belt on her, but Flair stops her and then attacks. The referee then calls for the bell.
All hell then breaks loose, with the Irresistible Forces coming out on top and Jax landing a leg drop from the middle rope to Flair while Legend holds her. So next week it's Flair and Bliss against the Bella Twins.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Irresistible Forces don't need to get involved.
But they probably will.
But surely this has to be the three of them going to Mania.
Oh, yeah.
And the Bellas winning. They've got to. That's what this is all about, and then they'll just disappear.
Yeah.
They'll lose the titles maybe at SummerSlam, and then.
I think I'll have it for that long.
No.
It's a long time.
Yeah, I know. But it's a big deal, in it. It's not just going to be some backyard wrestling in Italy or something, is it?
Maybe. We head backstage to see Orton on the phone and telling someone they're right and that he's going to the ring right now to fix it. Back from the break, we have Orton making his way to the ring, and once there, he says he wants to apologise to Matt Cardona, so invites him out.
Sus.
Orton does apologise and asks him to forgive him, with the pair then hugging. The two separate, with Orton shaking his hand.
Yes, of course, he doesn't mean it, as he then kicks Cardona in the you-know-where, before taking him to the outside and beating him up. Backstagers head out and stop the onslaught, with Orton then grabbing Cardona and getting in the ring with him. Orton places Cardona's arm in a chair, but the staff separate the two once again. Orton escapes them and stamps on the chair, damaging Cardona's arm.
As Orton's led up the rampway, we see McIntyre and Fatu on the Titantron still fighting, with Aldous and others then running backstage. We then cut to the two superstars fighting outside on a staircase and then over the railings. The pair hang on for dear life until Drew falls, but as he goes, he grabs Fatu and takes him with him. SmackDown goes off the air with Aldous calling for medical.
Oh dear, it's just funny.
Love it.
You could see them in the distance. And there was this put-up white fence. There was about this. There was about this high, just here under.
Just enough for them to see over.
Yeah, but not enough for them to see what they're landing on the
ground.
The ground. They were just comical. As like, no, don't do it. And they were just brawling. I'm just going to climb over this railing, even though you can't possibly put me over. I've got to climb over it. And why don't you come over as well? It was just, yeah, it was just funny. Just anyway. Now for Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, serious, quirky, and or different, just something that catches my eye. Obviously it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So Michael's moment of the night, sometimes good, sometimes shit. So hang around and wait and see as to whether you disagree. I'm going for the start because just the chaos again. It's a bit like the Attitude Era. Yeah, I know I say it all the time, but guess what? I'm not bothered. It was pandemonium and I love it. And the fight carried on all the way through the show.
Yeah, I liked that. Yeah.
And then the fact that just the end as well, where they just both fell off, and it's like, surely they cannot appear next week. Because they're
both
seriously injured. I mean, like Tom Brady said, it's all script. I mean, it's not, but yeah, just love it. Just love it. Yeah.
Agree? Or have any other thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us? Then please feel free to pop them in the comment section just down below. Don't forget to go and check out our Musings video with thoughts and opinions on the last week of WWE, because a new one drops
yesterday,
every Wednesday.
Look, we enjoy doing this. As you can see, we have a laugh. We hope you do as well. Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you Tuesday for a look at Raw.